An uninitiated reader who opens a scientific treatise on law, economy, medicine, or history, published between the 16th and the 18th centuries, is struck most forcibly by the complete absence of logical order. The materials are treated successively, without any connection, progression of thought, development, or show of proof. The reader is apparently to be guided only by the author's fancy. Every chapter in a scientific work, say, of the 16th century, is a self-contained unit which justifies and proves itself. A mere affirmation by the author generally serves as proof, and he lets himself go in a free association of ideas, which are in no way pertinent to the subject. His thoughts often wend off to matters completely unconnected with the subject of the book. Purely personal reflection and private experience form the foundations of these books. In no sense do they represent an effort at common inquiry, reciprocal control, or search for the best method, all of which are indispensable for technique. The plan of a book was not laid out with the reader in mind. It was not based on subject matter, but rather on the personal fancy of the author, or on more obscure reasonings. Even men of powerful intellect, such as Jean Bodin, did not escape these failings. A second characteristic of this scientific literature is that it attempts to set down in one book the whole realm of knowledge. It is not rare to find in works on law in the 16th or 17th centuries extended treatments of archaeology, theology, psychology, and linguistics, not to mention history and literature. Entire chapters concerned with magical practices or Peruvian sociology may interrupt the course of a book devoted to revenues or to the jurisprudence of the Parliament of Bordeaux. This amalgam of reflections and miscellaneous bits of knowledge is found in the works of the best authors. It demonstrates the absence of intellectual specialization. The intellectual ideal was universality, and it was a rare thing for a judge, say, to be ignorant of alchemy or a historian of medicine. This was, in effect, an extension by humanism of the universalism to which medieval theology aspired. In the 16th and 17th centuries, every intellectual had perforce to be a universalist. He had to have complete knowledge, and when he wrote on a given subject, he felt constrained to put into the work everything he knew, pertinent or not. This was by no means a sign of muddle-headedness, but rather of the prevailing search for a synthesized, universal system of knowledge. Every author sought to put his whole self into his work, even in the case of a technical book. Not the subject, but the author dominated the work. This tendency itself is contrary to technical inquiry.